for us, or rather for me as a religious teacher, I look at it and my concern are the fact that they teach, the education itself is giving more rights to the teenagers or to the young ones more than the parents. That is my biggest concern. The second one is the misinformation. We feel like it doesn't have the right information concerning the sexual rights to our children. So that is a concern. And I can say this concern it comes about because most of us religious teachers are not well educated when it comes to sexual education. So I believe the moment we all take time to go through this education and training, maybe we will create a platform whereby now it can be an issue that the Muslim society is ready to discuss.
Thank you so much for that take, Ustadha.
Yeah.
I especially appreciate when you mention that it gives more rights to the children over the parents. And that also passes for Christians, if I may speak for them, because we are also proponents of children obeying their parents, because that is the right thing to do. And in fact, that is also the only commandment among us all 10 that has a promise affixed to it. So this is evident because parents have been through this before. They know exactly what is right for their children here. So the only challenge that comes in now is when you mention comprehensive, then it looks like we are giving limitless knowledge. And so there is no fit for purpose. We are not tailor-making it to suit our preferences for our children. Remember, this is the private life of parents and their kids. Yeah. So this is why I usually advocate for the use of the term age-appropriate sexuality education. And this is just to cover issues such as the progression of, the body of a human being, both for male and female, anywhere between the ages of 10 onwards, because we have seen girls having their menstrual flow, the debut at least, from as early as 10 years of age.
Yes.
And so it would be appropriate just to let the girls know that this is what is associated with menstrual flow. You're likely to have this kind of pain. This is how you handle menstrual hygiene. This is how you explain to me about any challenges you're facing as far as the time around this time of the month is concerned. Also, just to set the stage for children to approach you and speak to you about any violations that may occur on their bodies from either people known to them or people not known to them. So maybe if I can just ask you, is there any point in a young Muslim's life where a conversation is had on, the transition from childhood into adulthood?
Yeah. Okay. One thing we need to understand about Islam is that Islam is a religion that is complete. And as believers, we believe that. The last sermon that Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, gave before his death, he said, "Today is the day that I have completed for you your religion." So that means that Islam is complete. There's no stone unturned. So Prophet Muhammad, in his tradition, spoke very well on how to take care of this child from the time he is born up to the time he reaches puberty and all that. So you'll find Islam says, from this age till this age, do this. For instance, for instance, Salah, prayers.
Yeah.
Prophet Muhammad said, when he's almost 5, lead the prayers. Let him see you praying. Be the one praying. He will, okay.
Yeah.
At 7, hold his hand. Go with him to the mosque.
Yeah.
Unaona? At 10, asiposikia, kuwa mkali. Unaona? At 11, anasema nini? At 11 na 12, now tie your rope, which means sasa sahi kuwa, yani usimpige, but now enforce it, and at the same time make him understand that you're growing up to be a man and you need prayers in your life. So every stage in Islam, there's a way you deal with that child. So yes. So when they're transiting from childhood to puberty, also Islam talks about it. Says whereby now they have to understand that they are turning into adults. And turning into adults means that now they are going to be responsible of their own deeds. Ubaya na uzuri. Sasa ndo utakuwa responsible. So uzuri, ukitaka uzuri ndo hii barabara, ukitaka ubaya ndo hii barabara. Unapata? So these are the discussions we have with our young girls. Wewe ni msichana wa Kiislamu, lazima ujistiri. Kwa instance, yani ujistiri. Si kujistiri kuvaa tu hivi. Stiri tupu yako. Stiri dignity yako. Jistiri kutokamana na maovu uko nje. Secondly, utapata periods. Na periods zikikuja, hivi ndio utakuwa una deal nayo. Unapata? Haya, utaona bodies changes in your body. When you see these changes, this is how you're going to deal with it. So Islam has made it very open conversation between, an open conversation whereby we are, or rather open teachings, which helps us have an open conversation with our teenagers.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's actually really great to learn. And then Christianity and Islam is not so different from each other, because what you've discussed is actually...
It's there.
It's as age-appropriate conversations with the kid that cover both the religious bit of the life. And I think what you talked about is the hadith and the sunnah.
Yes,
I think that's what you...
Yeah. Yes.
And if it is complete in itself, then do you think parents have been adhering to it? And maybe if I may add, I'm just raising this concern because from where I sit as a program coordinator who works on sexual and reproductive health and rights, most of the young people we listen to tell us their parents don't have time to speak to them about these issues.
Which is true. Have parents been up to this? I can tell you some of the parents have failed because of culture. Culture plays a very big role. And for instance, me, I'm a Somali girl. My parents have never talked to me about it. I don't think even my mom, even when I got my period, sijuka hata niliambia mamangu. In fact, I told my grandmother's sister who was coming from Nakuru, akashukia hapo. So that was the fear. We never discussed this thing. These things were not open because of culture. But I'm very sure in the coast, it's open. Yani unaona? So kuna ile culture inaeka hiyo barrier. Yeah. But now, secondly, we blame the parents. Why? Because we are all educated. We live in the 21st century. Parents should be informed. Parents should be well educated in this area so that they are able to give the right advice. So if parents are not giving advice right now, I think they should be really blamed.
Then are we saying that one of your roles as a religious teacher then would be filling this gap that is being left by the parents?
Yes, we do very well. In fact, I run a madrasa.
Okay.
You'll be so surprised. My madrasa, it's a weekend program. We know madrasa is weekend programs, right? They come like it's a Sunday school, but Saturday and Sunday. So when they come, I teach them the Quran. I teach them other subjects of Islam. But from 4:00 every Saturday, we have now these talks, mentorship programs on sexuality and all that. Sunday, the whole afternoon, we have these discussions, open discussions with them. So when they go back home, they give the information. And the parents, some of them are illiterate, some of them, even this can be a challenge, by the way. I told you culture, sindio. Second one is illiteracy among the Muslim women. Pia hiyo inachangia pakubwa sana. Wamama zetu hawajasoma. Sasa kupata hii awareness inakuwa ni ngumu. Na pia ile myth. Unaona? Usikuje ukazungumzia hiyo maneno. Kuna ukafiri ndani. Na hakuna ukafiri yoyote. Na ndio maana utakuja kuona Muslim community, whenever kuna maendeleo yoyote in the society, utaona sisi wamama zetu wako nyuma sana. Kama juzi tu serikali ilikuwa inasema walemavu na wazee na orphans waende to the chief office wajiandikishe. Unajua kwa hiyo line kulikuwa kuna wamama wa Islam in Mukuru slums. Do you know we had to sensitize, knock doors. Unaambia wazee tokeni, endeni. Endeni musimama. Hata hapana jua iko kweli. So hiyo ile illiteracy iko kwetu imetukemea sana. So watu kama sisi, we fill that gap the way umesema. So nikifundisha wasichana wanarudisha nyumbani, unaona wamama wanataka kujua. Sasa unaita parents for parental skills.
Okay.
Wana learn from there.
Thank you so much, Ustadha Aisha. This is very progressive. You know, I'm speaking as both a Christian and as a lawyer. Nikikwambia that we advocate for progressive realization for the attainment of the achievement of the highest attainable standard of health. And part of this is education. So if you're saying that the religious people, you amongst them, you're stepping in to fill in a gap that is being left behind by none of action on the part of the government and no action on the part of the parents, then this actually agrees with some of the discussions I have previously been part of on asking religious people to fill in this gap as they have previously done so graciously before. And maybe after this, then the government can pick up and maybe cover this as part of basic education for the sole aim of the holistic development of a child.
That is true.
Thank you.
That is very true, because I'll tell you one thing for sure. If you want anything to pass in the community, give it to the pastor.
Yeah.
People will listen to him.
Yeah.
If you want anything to pass in the community, give it to the imam.
Yeah.
People will listen to it.
Yeah.
More than a chief or an MCA or an MP or any politician out there. They say that Kenya is a religious country. Hivyo ndo wanasema. So inamaanisha sisi tuko na power kama religious leaders. We just need to be informed.
Okay.
Yeah, thank you.